$1,000 to their CDL drivers. And while I did apply internally for this job, I could not be chosen during my poor motor vehicle record. Considering I should earn with overtime approximately $55,842 if I were to bonus and get all overtime in the warehouse position for a full year, this is a difference of nearly $45,000. Or as one might understand, enough to support your children in today's day. It sounds like a lot of money. This is a gross before insurance and taxes. As a single parent, if you're providing health insurance for your children and you are ordered to pay child support, you really do need to gross that type of money if you expect to live any kind of life. $50,000 or $45,000 or $41,000 is just not going to make the support payments and things that you need to do. This is atrocious. Also, I had to pay $465 a month for vehicle insurance. If I was only paying $190 a month like I used to pay before all the automobile accidents, it would create a difference of about $2,920 for the policy. Approximately, if the vehicle report becomes clean in 3 more years' time from today's date, 3 years from now, and I can return to my trade, I will have suffered damage in the amount of about $135,000 lost salary, $8,000 in insurance overpayment, and after 5 years I could lose as much as $236,000 when combining all these figures, all money that could be used to support my children until they're all turn 18. They're almost there now. I've been damaged for nearly 3 years by these people, and I put this in here because this is not some crazy person contacting the FBI to complain about guys beating your head in or calling you a masturbator. They are costing my children and my family livelihood to be able to support them. My now ex-wife works in a position that is not known to be a high wage earning position, and I feel like I am unable to help them as I should because I've been damaged. I have been damaged. These are damages. You can't sue an invisible entity, but these are damages I've incurred, and this is absolutely atrocious. The point being is that while being chased out of your state and chased around in a constant sense of havoc and desperation, constantly being told it's, quote, priceless, unquote, when you become frustrated, this was just my intention to assign a real cost and proclaim that this is not priceless. This costs people money. This is dangerous. This harms. This hurts families. This separates children from a parent. This could get somebody killed on the streets. Humiliation, this module. Understand, men like myself despise punk-ass, I guess I did swear one time, children unto which have assaulted me for nearly 3 years. I must have been angry when I wrote this. Childish derelicts that have assembled cliques under which they can jointly attack those they wish to do so unto. This isn't just a malfeasance, but a disgrace. Ultimately, do you think it's disgraceful for a couple guys that claim they're inside the FBI to get together and choose one person to target and harass for the good fun of it? I do. As they are acting in the name of the FBI, allow me to ask you, is it your deliberate intention to disgrace your organization? That's a good question. It's a fair question. Today, March 7th, I awoke as I every day do, to voices channeling in through my AC vents saying, quote, you masturbated every day, unquote, over and over again at multitude. What kind of childish nonsense is this? And do you believe that's childish? Of course you do. Absolutely it is. Men like myself despise childish, nerd, pieces of garbage that abuse their privilege to access devices to their own device and their own personal platform. Words cannot describe my disappointment that you allow such clowns to operate these platforms as their personal assault vessels. A disgrace not to me or your organization, but to humanity itself. This is low rent, low bar nonsense that makes your outfit seem like a complete humiliation. Give me a break, despicable at least, worthless at most. The reason why I wrote that, and this is very hard edges, I was in the Army. I was honorably discharged from the Army National Guard in Florida in 2017. And while wearing that uniform, I didn't so much as travel down the road to the store without my seatbelt on. I I did not feel important. I do not feel important that I have served, and it kind of bothers me when other people say, I'm military, I was military. So what? We all work jobs. Some of us were in the Army, whatever. But what I did find important to me was trying to behave at some level of example while I wore the uniform, because I wanted the organization to remain a bastion of integrity. These operators apparently have no care in the world how much they damage their own organizations. The reason why I wrote that is that way. One of the most important of all, this one's called Husband and Wife. This is entirely offensive, and please pay attention to this. Won't you do that for me, please? This is very important. Imagine becoming divorced within the only marriage of your lifetime after 17 years. Hearing your now ex-wife say that you've had good times, yet each and every time you attempt to think of her, your thought is interrupted by somebody claiming he could be your brother or some other operator of the FBI, screaming into your ear, scolding you about your marriage. So after 17 years, you are not allowed to think of your spouse uninterrupted. Now let me stop right there. What this means is, you've been married. You've only married one woman. All your children came from within that marriage, that legal marriage. You've even raised 2 stepchildren. And now that you're divorced, you want to think of the good times. You want to think of the bad times. You want to learn from yourself what you did wrong, what you could have done better. And every time you so much as see her face or think about her, one of these operators who's absolutely invading your mind, I can't say anything nicer than that, will start screaming at you and trying to depict you as a bad guy, so that you can't even have the personal privacy within your own mind to think about your wife. This is absolutely disgusting, and probably the most disgusting thing here. Think about that at home, and be warned that this technology eventually will be released onto everybody. So after 17 years, you're not allowed to think of your spouse interrupted, never able to achieve closure, reconciliation, peace, or a learning opportunity, as you are intruded, invaded upon, and held prisoner by an obvious psychotic. I don't think that's far-fetched. Am I to understand that a man now cannot take time to himself to understand what went wrong, what went right, or think about his only wife without being grossly, sickly accosted by those claiming to be the FBI? Absolutely atrocious. Horrendous. I said at the beginning of this broadcast that this is the biggest piece of information being released in this country today. And that is true. Everything here is absolutely 100% true. And upon all the cell phone towers across this country is attached this technology. The UAPs flying above you have this technology, which I will get into at a later time. Drones operated by these intelligence agencies that they can follow you around with have this built-in technology. And they're doing it to people every day, whether you know it or not. I'm going to teach everybody how to find out if they too are being hacked in this manner. It's been talked about. People have been seeing, people from the World Economic Forum, people from all over the world are coming out about these things. And it's not false, it's true. Anyone who thinks that they're being watched when they go to a PTA meeting or when they use their cell phone, they're 40 years in the past. It's not a concern. This is a concern. Just this morning, March 16th, 2024, I was in a vivid dream with my ex-wife. I'll keep her name out. She was helping to stretch my shoulder that I had just been injured at work, and I asked her, this did happen, this was inside a dream, and I remember my dreams a lot of times I wake up. I asked her, what could I do to make you forget about how you've lived since we parted? She replied to me, be more social, spend more time out with friends, double our savings, text less and call me more would have helped. As I was listening to my former wife in my dream, I heard the same pigs, and yes, I consider these pigs, talking over my dream through my AC vent. They interceded in a vivid dream I was having with my wife through this direct